everyone, it's me, Long Prey, and welcome to the new year. Happy 2019, everyone. I am back and in full effect. I told myself that I was going to be coming back in 2019, and that's exactly what I'm doing. So let's get right into it with my first video of 2019 and of a better setup. So I am so excited to be back, and before we get started, let me just say a few things. I am so sorry for being gone for so long. I've been gone since September, I know, but I wanted to make sure everything was perfect so when I come back I am like this, you know, a better camera quality, better lights, a better background, you know, some of my best memories. Hello Sultry, we see Sultry and we see, oh, is that Bretman Rock X Color Pop collection? Reviews coming soon, girl. I have more products, I have better drag, I am here in full friggin' effect, girl. So let's get into 2019 and into this video and deal with this hot mess right here. Oh, girl. So if you want your hairline to look correct, if you want your hairline to look snatched for the gods, you gotta make sure that that hairline is plucked and tweezed to make sure that you actually look like it's blended into your actual hair and it's your actual hair. Now, of course, they are lace front wigs. They're not 100% going to look realistic. You're always going to see lace if you go up close. If you feel the hair and someone touches your head, which they should never do, they will feel tracks, you know. So you can never make a wig look 100% realistic. But if someone's right here, I feel like it should be unclockable if you follow these next steps. So let's start off with steaming and then we're gonna go in with the tweezing. Okay, so here we have our wig. This is one of my wigs. I got this wig from Lushy Hair Co. on Amazon, and that's where I actually get all of my wigs. Alright, so the first things that you're going to need to straighten out a wig using a steamer is, of course, you're going to need a steamer. This is a Conair steamer that is literally just old and grimy and smells bad, and I'm definitely going to get a new one. But she does the job. Yours could be this small, but there's definitely ones that are bigger. These are clothes steamers. There's no actual wig steamers, guys. There's no actual wig steamers. There's a thing called clothes steamers that us queens use to straighten out our wigs, and that's what we're going to be using today. This Conair clothes steamer. You're also going to need a brush. I'm just going to use a regular paddle brush just because, you know, it does the job. It's a brush. You're also going to need some sewing pins. You might ask why you need sewing pins, but you need to secure this hairline. To make sure that the wig does not move off this wig stand, something else that you also need, you could also use a styrofoam head. To make sure that a wig does not come off the wig stand or the styrofoam head, you need these. These are sewing pins. These are about, I think, 1/4 centimeter. I got these off of Amazon and they came in literally huge packs of 6. So I have about 1,000 of these. So please get your hands on these. These only cost about $6 for 1,000, so pretty good steal. And you're also going to need this. So the last thing you're going to need is this thing called wig tape, which I don't necessarily call wig tape. It's more just like a fabric that you put around the hairline to ensure that you don't damage the hairline with these. So I got this off of bobbypins.com. They are an amazing hairstylist. I will leave them down in the description below, but you are going to need this for the hairline. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this all around the actual hairline. Look, making sure that you have no flyaways on the hairline. That way you can get all the flyaways when you start plucking and chop those bitches off. I'm going to brush the hair back and I'm going to expose the entirety of the hairline. And what we are going to do, I'm going to get my little wig tape and I'm going to unravel some and see how far I have to connect it. So my hairline starts right here. If you guys can see, this is where my hairline starts. If you can see me lifting up that flap, hello lace. And I'm going to start right here, a little bit under the lace, and move it around the entire hairline. Now it doesn't matter if you get hair in this part because you're not going to set it down first. You're not going to set it down yet. You're just making sure that you have enough. So right here to right here is where the hairline stops for me. If you can see my finger right here, it stops right here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go a little bit under that finger point and I'm going to cut right here. Right here is where the tape stops for me, and so I'm gonna have to use all of this and cut it. All right, taking the flyaways again and brushing them back. This time we're actually gonna sit down the lace onto the wig. So brushing those flyaways back just to make sure that you don't get them trapped, because if you get them trapped, you are not gonna be able to pluck that hairline. So let's move on. We're gonna get one of our sewing pins. This is one of the sewing pins. Hello, sewing pins. There you go, you see it. And what I'm going to do is I'm gonna go onto the hairline and put these on as I go. All right, so let's get started. We're gonna put our tape onto our hairline, and what I'm going to do is start off with this piece of lace and just set the pin into the lace. There we go. That's our first pin. That's our first pin that's going to get us completely started. Gonna get another one right here. It doesn't matter what color because colors don't matter. And we're going to put another pin. I would say rather close to it, but not too close. If you can see that white pin right here, I have one right here, one right here. Only because that's the tip of the hairline, but now you get to be a little bit sparse with these pins. Now we have all of this hairline to go. What I'm going to do right here, so we don't waste a bunch of time, is I'm going to simply just section off a portion using my fingers and pin the next piece down. Now you always want to make sure that these pins are going in straight. They're not going in diagonal or wonky. These pins are going in straight. And so what I'm going to do with the hair now is I'm going to work at the ends with the brush and work my way to the top of the hair. Now this hair does have teasing in it, so you do have to go sort of gently harsh with the hair. So now what you're going to do with the top layer of teasing that you need to smooth out is with that layer of hair that you have smoothing out the hair that makes it look nice and seamless and smooth, is you're simply just going to continue smoothing out that top layer of teasing with that smoothed out hair. Just like how you do when you're in the middle of teasing the hair and smoothing out the hair. Taking that teasing and dragging it down to the ends, that way when you get to the ends, all that teasing just disappears. Well, it doesn't necessarily disappear, it just turns into frizz, which gets steamed out. Alright, so now all of the teasing on top of my wig is gone and has been pushed all the way down here with all this frizz. So let's move on to the other ends of the hair. Getting the ends of the hair and simply just brushing out the rest of that teasing that has now been moved to the bottom of the hair. And just like that, all that crazy raggedness you were hearing in the brush is gone. For the most part at least. And then once we get to steaming, it all makes sense, girl. Alright, so with all of that teasing pretty much almost gone, you still can't really run your fingers through the hair. That's what the steamer is for. So let's bring out our steamer. So you're going to start off the entire top of the wig, and I'm going to go in with this section of hair right here, and we're going to start off at the top with the steamer and work our way down. Now you do this for the entire top of the hair, making sure that you get every single strand of that top piece. Now you're going to smell the hairspray, you're going to smell whatever you put into it, but that's completely normal. It's not just going to magically disappear when you brush through it, but just make sure you get that entire top of the scalp of the hair in that steamer, in that steam, to make sure that you can fully brush through and get that entire top of the hair smooth. So with that being done, you're then going to smooth out the top, and that's when all of the teasing that you couldn't get with the brush, you can now get. So with that entire top almost being done, now we're going to move on to the bottom, and we're just going to go section by section using our paddle brush and our steamer to work together and glide through the hair, almost like a straightening iron. Gliding through the hair completely. You're not going to get it completely straight the first way through, but it's definitely a start, as you can see that the curl has begun to fall. Now with the steamer and brush, you kind of have to act like it's also a straightening iron. Going really slow down the hair, making sure that every strand gets that hot steam, and voila! Now so far what I've done is steam the hair once all the way through. Now as you can see, some of the ends are still kind of curly, while some of the ends are kind of really straight. So what I've done so far is the first step of steaming, and as you can see, some parts are straight while some parts still have some curl in them. So what I'm going to do now is go again and steam once again using my brush and steamer. So what I've been doing, if you guys haven't been able to see, is actually sandwiching the brush and the steamer, going against each other, using the stand or the styrofoam head. Just make sure that both sides of the hair are getting steam through. And remember to hold it for a really long time because that steam needs to get into every strand of that hair to stop all of the curling that's going on. So with all of that done, our wig is officially straight. Just go through her one more time to make sure that with all of that steaming and pressing the hair together, there's no knots. That's not teasing, that's not the wig still being curly or anything. That's just simply her being tangled through you steaming her out. So let's now pluck this hairline. So what we're going to do first in order to actually tweeze our hairline is actually spray the hair with our spray bottle to get the hair wet and to make sure that we do not have all this hair in the way when tweezing that hairline. Going in with my brush and just going through the hair, which is now not necessarily wet, but just damp. So as you can see, I have that entire piece of hair sectioned off and we're going to leave it right here. We're going to get our pair of tweezers and we're simply just going to go through that hairline and make sure that we have a seamless hairline. So what is this going to do to make the hairline look seamless? Because I'm not touching this hair right here. Since this is a pre-plucked wig, I am going behind the hairline just to make sure that I have some space in the hair. Now, I'm not that type of person to go tweeze crazy, so I'm lightly going through the hairline and just lightly tweezing. What you're going to see is all this hair starting to come up right here. That's perfectly fine. That's just what happens when you start nipping at the hair. I try not to go too tweeze crazy or else you're going to start looking like you're bald. So please be careful when tweezing your hairline. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through my comb and see how much hair has come out. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to comb through and all this hair that you just tweezed out is going to start to come out. It might seem like a lot, but trust me, compared to how dense your wig might be, it's really not that much hair if you really think about it. So I had a good amount of hair come out when tweezing, and as you can see, that hairline is a little bit more defined right here, so I think that we're good on this section. This hair back, we're going to inspect and just make sure that that actually looks really good. In my opinion, yes it does. So now we're going to move on to the next section, and I'm just going to do this for every single section of hair. Alright, so now that I've plucked the entire hair, what I'm going to do is take out these pins, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go into the front of the hair and make sure any strays that I see are plucked out. So just going through that frontal and making sure that all of those stray hairs we get and we throw away into the garbage. Alright, so this is how my finished wig looks. I'm going to put it on and come back on screen and I will be right back. Alright everyone, so this is the finished hair look. I'm definitely happy with how this turned out. It is just me putting a steamer on a wig, but I hope this did inform you guys on how to straighten a wig using a steamer and a brush. If you do not have any of the items I've listed, I hope you have a brush, girl. I hope you do. But if you do not have a steamer or a wig stand, I will also be doing a video in the future, near or far, on how to use boiling water and also how to use a straightening iron to straighten your synthetic hair. I also hope that you guys got a little bit of insight on how to pluck your hairline. I do like how this hairline looks right now. It does not match my skin tone at the moment because this lace is translucent and I am not translucent. Alright, so with all of that being said, it is time for the outro. If you like this video, please be sure to give it a big thumbs up. If you want to see more great videos like this, please be sure to hit the subscribe button down below. I post every Tuesday and Friday. And if you're being notified when I post on Friday, please be sure to hit bell notifications so you get a notification about every single time I post. I love you guys, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye!